Brent.
Alright, Grant, what we got is there's a checklist on the instrument panel there. It's kind of wore off, kind of hard to see. Starts with A. A is for altitude. Our ground altitude here is 1582. And it's set at about 1600 right now, so we know that it's just a little high. That's fine. B is for belts. You've got your belts on tight, we know that. You don't need ballast weight, which is another B, so we don't have to worry about that. We've got 3 C's. That's cable, which is the rope. We've got canopy. Then we've got controls. Now the controls, I'm going to cycle this all the way around to show you how far it needs to go, okay? So watch your private parts and stuff. Be ready for that. If I don't want to have a certain move and have you hollering at me, okay? So there's that. Then we've also got this one on the left. See that handle moving?
Yes, sir.
That's when we come in to land, we'll pull that back, and you'll need to clear that with your leg, as well as probably even a little bit of left aileron here into your left leg. So we'll just kind of watch that while we're coming in. Those are the C's. D is for dive brakes, and that was the one I just showed you here. When we pull that back, that's going to set up our glide path a little bit better so we can pick our landing spot and be accurate on our landing. There's another one on there that should be on there that's not, and that's E for emergency plan. And our emergency plan is if we've got 200 feet or more, we can turn around and come back and land on the runway. If it's not 200 feet, we get to go observe some crop conditions to the south and visit in the mud. So, okay,
Fun.
so canopy down, and there's a latch right there, the bottom one. Push it all the way forward. Good job. And we're going to get our rope hooked up, and he's going to say open, and when he does, I'm going to pull an orange ball just like you've got on your instrument panel. You don't have to. And I close it, and that gets our rope connected. You can move the red and black knob on the dash forward and backwards. That's your air vent. Right now it's open. If it's out,
Oh, I see.
that'll give you the most air. I'm going to hold my thumb up, and that will tell our line crew that we're ready to go. And cool. Captain Wakefield gets to run the tow plane for us today.
Nice.
That'll be fun. They're going to visit about it first. So, then, let's see. It's a little bit windy today, but it's really been pretty smooth flying. We've caught a little bit of uplift in our flight, in both the flights so far before you. So we've been extending our flight time just a little bit, which is cool. And that noise you just heard is a skid on the ground, the metal skid. And we're going to hear that when we land especially. When we take off, the nose may pitch up a little bit and down and stuff, and you know, so. Check the controls one more time. Everything's clear. We've got the slacks out. Ready to go. You're giving the round arm signal. Ready. Doing some racing over there now. If you point your camera down a little bit, you might be able to catch, can you get your right hand on it? Yeah, there you go. You might be able to catch some of the action. at 500 feet now, which is pretty good. We can take a right turn and go land, or a left turn if we wanted. We got a hawk on our left, out the left window. He's flying in a thermal, which is an updraft, which is our favorite thing to do in a glider, is to get up in the thermals. The only thing is although we like to fly with the hawks, we don't like to fly too close to them, because if one ends up in the cockpit with us, he'll be pretty mad. So, okay, we're coming up on 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet is perfectly safe altitude to go back and make a normal landing. We're going to get a little bump here. Whatever happens to the tow plane happens to us next. So if the tow plane goes up, we're going to be going up. If the tow plane goes down, we go down. If it rocks left or right because there's wind blowing on it, same thing for us. It's our early warning detector. Straight ahead is Hutchinson. That's to the north. That's where I live. To the right is our glider port we took off from. You can see the black down on the ground there. There you go. Good job pointing that camera down. Also over by the glider port, you see a bunch of squiggly roads over there?
Yes, sir.
That's the Kansas Law Enforcement Center. They train police how to drive to do intercepts over there, which is pretty cool. There's a full campus for police training. So if you become a police officer someday, you might be coming there, going there to learn. Up forward, kind of by the tow plane, there's a lake coming on our turn. That's Lake Cheney. How are you feeling so far? All good?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Our altimeter on the left is showing 3,700 feet. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So the small hand shows our thousands, little hand shows hundreds. So 3,800 coming up now. We're going to release at 4,500. That's about another 700 feet or so, 600. So we'll be ready for that. Do you know what direction we're flying right now?
West?
What's that?
West?
Oh, nope. We're flying south now. And west just to your right, of course. So if you're seeing that lake over there, you know you're flying south. Okay? The air kind of smoothed out here. You notice that?
Yes, sir.
That's what happens when you get above a temperature inversion. So our inversion was about 4,000 feet. So the air is kind of crazy underneath that, but it's smooth above it. That means that pretty much any glider that flies right now will not be able to get above 4,000 feet without the tow plane. So that's interesting information for other pilots. Here we are at 4,500. There's an orange release ball on the instrument panel. Go ahead and give it a pull.
Pull it?
Yep, pull it. There goes our rope. And we're going to bank to the right. Airplane banks left. We climb, they dive. Okay. We're all clear on the right, no traffic. This time I'm going to have you pull that trim tab back a couple clicks. See if you can do that. See if it'll stay. Remember, you got to stay right on top of it when you pull it back.
2 clicks.
Let's go one more if you can get it. And can you get even one more maybe, or is it all the way?
All the way.
Okay. All right, so you sure it's all the way?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. All right, put your hand on the control stick there and your feet on the rudders. And let's check you out again. What direction are we flying now?
South.
South, very good. We're gonna continue south here for a little bit. We're gonna make a turn to the west. That's gonna be a right turn. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some right stick and right rudder in at the same time. Then we're gonna bring the stick back to neutral. Then we're gonna bring left aileron, left rudder to balance out and stick back to neutral. And there we've completed a right 90-degree turn, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we're gonna try back to the south again. Which way is that?
Left, sir.
Okay, let's go left. Let's do left aileron, left pedal. Back, good job counteracting. Right pedal, right aileron. Straighten out, and there we go. Now, look at the horizon and the instrument panel. See how they're kind of matched? Maybe the horizon's a little bit above.
Yes, sir.
If we keep it there, we'll stay at the same constant airspeed. If it's like that, we're going to speed up. If it's like that, we're going to slow down. And when we slow down below 40, we start to run into the low end speed of the glider's capabilities. You're going to hear the wind change. Hear that wind change?
Yes, sir.
That's the beginning of a stall, so we try not to get that slow, right? Okay. Why don't you do me a right turn, right 90 degrees to the west. Go ahead. Remember, right aileron, right stick. There you go. Right pedal. Left aileron just a hair to keep your turn from getting too steep. Keep the horizon and the dash about even. Left stick, left pedal. Neutralize your controls, and you're flying back to the west again. Good job. All right. Let's do a 180. Left turn or right? Left turn would be best, I think. Let's do left, 180, keep that instrument panel and the horizon together. Left, there you go. Right stick. Right stick. Right stick. Right rudder, right stick. Neutralize. You've done a 180. Good job. All right, then. Let's go straight ahead for a little while. You kind of you've got the controls right now, okay? I'm not flying. And just keep everything steady. And right now, we're actually going up. I'm going to move your camera to show that. Our variometer pegged up a little bit, which meant we found lift, which is always fun in a glider. Let's do a right turn to the south. So right aileron, right rudder. And I'm clearing your turns, so there's somebody coming left aileron, or left rudder a little. To get that center back up on south and then neutralize. There you go. Cool. Now here we're finding lift again. We're at 0 on the variometer on the right. That means that we weren't necessarily falling or gaining. We're losing a little altitude now. There we're gaining. Now we're gaining positive. So technically we're kind of going up. We're going down a little. Soaring's up and down and up and down.
So much different than a powered.
Yeah. Yep. Doing a good job flying straight ahead. The turns are a challenge, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of rudder control to be done on a glider when you're flying. Glider. Let's take a right turn to the west, 90 degrees. Right rudder. Keep that horizon set up. Left on the stick to keep from turning too fast. Left hard. Left hard to see. You got to tell who's the boss. Left rudder to get us back on course. Okay. Good. Oh, here comes the thermal. feel that bouncing?
Yes, sir.
Feel that weight in your bottom a little bit?
Yes,
that was
sir.
the beginning of the thermal usually. Look at there, here it comes. And now we're going up. Let's turn to the left a little bit. Left rudder. And watch your altimeter. And you'll see it's going to climb a little as we do that. Let's pull back and keep us on the horizon there. When you speed up, you lose some of the performance of the sailplane and you're not going to thermal quite as well. There, we're gaining. Let's go to the right a little. See that? Look at your altitude. It's going to climb from 2. We're at 250. 260. 280 about. 3,300. You're defying gravity, Brant. Or Felix.
Yay.
Brant, sorry. There, we're going back down. So if we were flying our own glider and experienced and all, we'd go track that thermal down and just circle our way up in it and climb out. That'd be a lot of fun. So, but on syllabus number 1, we don't really do thermaling with cadets, but it's fun when we find one just to kind of see what it's about. Maybe extend our flight a little by just kind of staying around one in the general vicinity. So it's still your airplane if you want to do a little more flying. So got a couple hundred more feet here. Wow, look at that. Climbing again. You're a thermal magnet. There you're getting a little too much speed. Pull back a little. Take the left. We're trying to stay upwind of the airport, but we don't want to be too far to the west. Goes up a little. Just keep that horizon level with the instrument panel, sort of. Maybe a little above it. Just keep our speed constant. Right. I know we're on level out here. We'll kind of stay in that lift a little bit. And you're going up again. Look at that.
Sorry.
What's that?
Sorry.
No, you're doing fine. You guys are so lucky to find a thermal on your first flight. Good job on that rudder with your turn. That'll keep you going straight and not slipping and stuff. Okay, we've got 1,500 feet left. I got to take the controls back. So I've got the plane now. We're going to kind of take a turn here. Head back a little bit towards the glider port. What we're doing next is we're going to kind of get over here and we're going to set up for a landing pattern. If you visualize a rectangle from that water tower, you see the water tower over there?
Yes, sir.
We're going to start there pretty much, go straight ahead, and we're going to turn left in a box. We're going to turn left again by them trees at the end of the runway, and we're going to pick a spot on the runway where we're going to land. So we're just a little above pattern altitude right now. So we're just going to float around here for a second. And we found us a thermal. want to show you something kind of cool to your right. See that little golf ball shaped thing over there?
Yes, sir.
That's an FAA radar station that's tracking air traffic control, and they just love us flying right over the top of them all the time. That's a joke. Down there we can see another glider coming out to the runway to get a tow. That's the, I think that's a Lark. What do you call that? The brand of the glider that is. Alright, we're going to set up our pattern here. We're going to go on downwind. That's when the wind's on our tail. We're going to be covering the ground pretty fast on this part. We pick our speed up to about 60. That gives us some extra control capability in case we have some wind gusts. It gives our controls more power in the wind to operate. We're just not coming down very fast out here. So we're going to extend our downwind a little bit. Here we're finally getting 500 down. If you look on the road we're about to go over, there's horse carriages on the left. See those black objects on the road down there on your left?
Yes, sir.
This side over here. That's a horse-drawn carriages down there. See that? You see much of that where you're from?
No, sir.
Okay. Alright, at this point I'm going to pick a spot on the runway. I like that first yellow line that's on the blackest part of the runway. So we're going to try to hit that. We use this air brake here to set up our glide path to that spot. If we're high, we pull that out. It sets us up so we can hit it a little closer. We're going to just be right on. There we go. All right. What did you think of your first glider flight?
Awesome.